Here's what you need to know. With Fortnite's latest all-Marvel season coming to an end, it's time to look ahead to what's next. And it's poised to be another nostalgic trip down memory lane for longtime fans. Fortnite Remix Chapter 2 is imminent. Like Fortnite OG last November, this is poised to be a return and remix, of course, of the original Chapter 2 island, complete with skins, weapons, loot, and more, all fitting of that era of Epic's massive game. Fortnite servers down. When does Fortnite Remix Chapter 2 start? When Fortnite servers come back up, it'll usher in this year's massive remix season, though Epic has already revealed it will unfold for just 1 month before another chapter finale event ushers in another new island in December. The Chapter 2 map coming back will be, for some players, a bigger deal than the OG map last year, but all we can do now is wait until Epic brings Fortnite back online. But when will that be? Unfortunately, it's not a question with an easy answer, because there's no scheduled time for this maintenance window to end. Typically, you can expect to see a new Fortnite season to kick off between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Time on launch day, in this case, November 2, though there have been major exceptions. Earlier this year, for example, there was some sort of technical issue that kept the game offline until late in the evening, with Fortnite staying offline for nearly a day. But that was a very unusual situation and shouldn't be expected to be repeated often. Once the game does return, Remix Chapter 2 will introduce a whole host of changes, such as a new, returning map inspired by Chapter 2, vehicles fitting of that era, or perhaps no vehicles at all at first, since cars weren't added until Chapter 2 Season 3, as well as a new Remix Chapter 2 pass that is likely to celebrate some of that era's favorite characters with mashups, such as Meowscles and Midas being combined into one character. Once the servers do come back up, we'll give you a massive roundup of everything new in Fortnite Remix Chapter 2 right here. Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix kicks off on Saturday, and Epic Games finally revealed the new season on Friday night in an unusual way, with a Snoop Dogg concert in Times Square. It's only fitting for the man who is not only headlining Fortnite Festival Season 6, but who will also feature prominently in this new music-heavy retro season of Battle Royale. As has long been rumored, Fortnite Chapter 5 is wrapping up with a sequel to last year's OG season. Chapter 2 Remix will, as the name implies, focus on Chapter 2, specifically the first few seasons. The season will run for just a month, ending on the evening of November 30th, and will bring with it the Remix Pass. The Remix Pass is shorter than a normal Battle Pass at just 70 tiers, and it includes 5 skins that are remixes of existing skins from early Chapter 2. That's 1 more skin than last year's OG Pass included. Each week of the Remix season will focus on a different artist. Week 1 is Snoop, Week 2 is Eminem, complete with a new skin inspired by his Houdini music video getup. Week 3 is Ice Spice, and the 4th and final week will feature a tribute to the late Juice WRLD. Each week will come with themed locations and weapons in Battle Royale, and new item shop skins for each of the artists. And to top it all off, a cel-shaded Juice WRLD skin will be given out for free to anyone who logs in on the final day of the season, November 30th, when the Remix finale event will go down. Over in Fortnite Festival, Snoop Dogg is headlining a new music pass with a throwback cel-shaded skin, and he also has a bundle of item shop cosmetics as well. At 1,400 V-Bucks, this pass is cheaper than the previous festival passes, but it still includes 4 jam tracks in addition to some festival instruments. The tracks are How to Take Part in the Fortnite Remix Prelude Live event. Another year, another chapter down, and it's just about time to say goodbye to the Chapter 5 island as we head into Fortnite Remix season. Similar to last year's OG season, Remix will take us back to an old version of the Battle Royale island for a month before Chapter 6 begins in December. And the Remix party will start on Friday, November 1st, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time, when a new live event will usher in whatever this new season has in store. The event, dubbed Remix Prelude, will take place during Battle Royale and Zero Build matches at Restored Reels, the ancient Greek movie theater at the center of the island. What exactly will this event involve? We really don't know, but Epic really wants you to be able to watch whatever it is without being griefed by random other players. It's making Restored Reels a protected area in which you can't kill other players during the event, and there won't be any damage from the storm should it overtake you before the event ends. While we don't know what exactly to expect from the event itself, Enough info about the new season has already leaked that we can make some guesses. We've known for months, to cite one example, that Snoop Dogg will be the new Fortnite festival headliner. And so it's a safe bet he'll pop in for a song or two a la Eminem during last year's Chapter 5 event. Beyond Snoop, it's tough to guess what else the event will entail, but it will certainly give us our biggest teases yet. For remix season, perhaps we'll get our first look at the long-rumored lowrider vehicle mechanics along with a proper introduction to the new remix battle pass skins and a look in particular at what's next for festival. Epic is calling this event the first of a three-part sequence, remix season itself being the second part, and another finale event on November 30th being the last piece. Remix season, for those who aren't up on the leaks, will take us back to the early parts of Chapter 2, specifically the first 3 seasons, which is when a number of fan-favorite characters like Midas, Meowscles, and Sky were first introduced. Epic Games will be dramatically altering how progression works in Fortnite's various modes in the near future. Starting with all new passes added after the current season ends, you will progress through any pass you have using XP Festival points, and Lego studs will be retired, and you'll be able to progress all of your current passes simultaneously by earning XP in any mode. This change will start with the new Festival Pass, which is being redubbed as the Music Pass, that launches on November 2nd, and the Lego Pass will be updated with this change on December 1st, when Fortnite Chapter 6 begins. On top of the changes to progression, the passes themselves will be changing too. The current Festival and Lego Passes, as well as the mini-pass events like this summer's Pirates of the Caribbean 1, have all used the same 11-tier template that's split into free and paid tracks. New passes that start after Chapter 6 begins in December will finally abandon that template, switching to a new single track that will have both paid and free items. Likewise, the Battle Pass is being simplified, doing away with the Battle Star currency and swapping in a more straightforward progression system. In essence, the Battle Passes, Lego Passes, and Music Passes will now all have a similar format, though the Lego and Music Passes will likely still be much shorter than the Battle Passes. On top of all that, starting in Chapter 6, Fortnite will no longer have an option for buying levels on its passes. Instead, you'll be able to buy any specific item directly, though you'll still need to buy the pass itself first. In theory, this means you could be able to show up at the end of the season and purchase the Tier 100 skin immediately without having to buy out the whole pass for $100 plus. The passes will still go away at their stated end dates, and you won't be able to purchase or progress them after their respective season ends. This could be considered a quality of life boost, since it will mean that you don't need to play Festival at all to complete the pass for that mode. But these changes will likely be accompanied by the removal or severe nerfing of passive XP from Festival and Lego Fortnite, because the quests for those modes will now award XP instead of a mode-specific currency. The passive XP becomes unnecessary. Since a lot of folks use these modes to level up while AFK, it's possible that this change is being made at least in part to eliminate that practice. That passive rate of XP gain in these modes has been quite good, but overall progression may be slower once these changes kick in. We'll have to see how it actually works before we know if this is a positive change. Apex Legends loses Steam Deck support due to cheating concerns. Apex Legends is no longer supported on Steam Deck or Linux as a result of cheating, according to EA. Linux is used by default on the Steam Deck, an EA community manager wrote in a post announcing the change. There is currently no reliable way for us to differentiate a legitimate Steam Deck from a malicious cheat claiming to be a Steam Deck via Linux. Apex Legends introduced Steam Deck support in March 2022, making it one of the only battle royales available to Steam Deck users. The same year, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said that there were no current plans to make Fortnite accessible on Steam Deck, citing the very same anti-cheat concerns EA is now raising regarding Apex. The openness of the Linux operating systems makes it an attractive one for cheaters and cheat developers. EA's post continues. Linux cheats are indeed harder to detect, and the data shows that they are growing at a rate that requires an outsized level of focus and attention from the team for a relatively small platform. There are also cases in which cheats for the Windows OS get emulated as if it's on Linux in order to increase the difficulty of detection and prevention. Ultimately, EA had to weigh the decision on the number of players who were legitimately playing on Linux/the Steam Deck versus the greater health of the population of players for Apex. The Apex Legends publisher says that although the number of players using Linus isn't particularly large, their impact infected a fair amount of players' games. EA recently announced it was working to future-proof the game in the hopes of ensuring Apex Legends remains playable for 10 to 15 years, and developer Respawn Entertainment has increased anti-cheat improvement efforts in recent months. The sudden move to revoke Linux support is likely a part of EA's efforts to stabilize the game ahead of Season 23's launch. But there is one option for Apex players who don't want to abandon their Steam Decks: installing Windows. Playing on handhelds, such as the Steam Deck, is still possible if the user opts to install Windows, EA's post noted.